Hi everyone, this is Robbie with Warrior Spirit Teachings. And today I guess I'm just sitting here thinking about things and thought, hey, maybe this is a good time to kind of do a little storytelling of my life and experiences and see if some of that can help you because I guess I was recently out on an internet forum, and it was actually, the topic was called anxiety and depression, and there was a post on there that really spoke to me because I have lived that recently, and it actually happened to me in June of this year, so just a few months ago. And so it just really hit me hard and just thought, man, I am so sad that this person is struggling with this too, but I learned a lot of things from that experience. It was a really great lesson, and it taught me so much. It helped me gain so much wisdom. And so today I thought, well, I think that would be a great topic to talk about if any of you are dealing with it as well. So you're probably wondering, what is this hidden topic? So it's not a big mystery, but it's being laid off. So I recently lost my job. Well, not recently, but I lost it in June. And wow, so that was a huge struggle. If any of you have been laid off before or you've recently been laid off, my heart goes out to you because it is very hard, because I'm sure you're dealing with, but for me personally, it was a big, well, I guess it was a big change, and it was so unexpected. You know, you just show up to work one day and then all of a sudden you find out you don't have a job anymore. And so all of your dreams and ideas of where you thought you were going with the job, where you were going with your life and your goals, like your financial goals, all of that comes to a standing halt. And it's crazy, and it's hard to wrap your mind around it. And so I just thought I would kind of talk about that today. So yeah, that experience was really intense for me. I really just felt like a fish out of water for a lot of months. I was just like, what's going on? You know, just praying constantly, trying to manifest, journaling, talking to trusted friends, you know, family members, just whoever, just trying to process what was really going on, because I mean, it was such an emotional roller coaster, and it was a mental one as well, to just be like, mental is in the fact of, you know, you just have so much fear. You're like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do for money? I mean, reality is like, how am I going to pay for my home? How am I going to pay for my bills and money and so on? And so it's easy to get like overwhelmed in that and taken over, just lost in fear, wondering, how are you going to survive tomorrow? And as you might be feeling, if any of you that are dealing with this right now, it's, the fear is real, and it seems like there's really no way out. And how you know, is it going to take forever to get another job? Am I not good enough? Is that why I was let go? Is there something that I did? Am I not good enough? Will anybody ever find me like good enough to work for their company? You know, all these fears and insecurities just come up, and you just start to analyze yourself and realize, you start breaking everything down. At least that's what I did. And I feel like that's a good word. It's like, yeah, it was like losing my job gave me a breakdown with with so much fear, so much anxiety, so many insecurities. It broke me all the way down, so that it's like, it breaks you down so that you can you can become new again and work yourself back up again. And so I come to find out now, after all these months, it actually was one of the biggest blessings, because I wasn't happy in that job. I wasn't happy working with those people, working with that company. I didn't feel appreciated. I didn't feel like anything that I was trying to do was working. I felt like a lot of the times I was working, trying to get things accomplished within the company to the best of my ability, but it was like I had my hands tied behind my back at all times, because none of my ideas and suggestions were ever taken. And so, not to say all of them, but I mean a majority of them, the big ones, weren't. And so in the position that I held, it was really hard. So I'm sure you're feeling all of that too. It's like, if you look back, the job that you were working at, like, were you truly happy? That's something to really ask yourself. To break all the fear and break all the insecurities for a minute is to start digging deeper and think, are you really happy? Were you really happy with that job? Were you happy with the company, with the people, with your boss? Were you, happy with the rest of the leadership? Were you feeling fulfilled with the duties and the tasks and responsibilities that you held within that position? Is it really in alignment with your life's purpose? Because even if you don't know clearly what your life's purpose is, I guarantee you actually know more than you think. Your life's purpose is anything that you feel a calling to. Mine is this, for instance. I started a YouTube channel quite a few years ago, and it's honestly, it's a hard thing for me to do, because I'm not the kind of person that enjoys being in front of a camera. I love visiting with people in person, and I want to help people, but doing it over in a camera like this, sitting in my living room, holding the phone in my hand, it's like, even though I try to create more of a relaxing environment for myself, just to be like more at ease and try to be more authentic to who I am by sitting here on the couch, instead of trying to make a fancy production like I've done in the past, where I have lights and a camera and do my hair up and my makeup and all that. It's like, that is part of who I am, but it's not 100%. It's like, I feel like this is a little bit more authentic to me. It's the message. It's not like the hype or fame or YouTube, social media, like any of those things. That isn't why I do this. It's because I'm trying to get a message out to a lot of people. And if there's something in any of my videos that will help someone out, and they don't have to struggle through the hardship and the pain as much as, say, I did, and if they have something that I say that actually helps out, then I will feel fulfilled, because that's what my life purpose is. It's like, it took me a lot of years and a lot of questioning of what is my life purpose, but that's the thing that makes me happy, is to help nurture and help people expand their minds, help them grow, help them evolve and become the best versions of themselves. And that, I think, is what makes me feel happy, along with other things, but that's just an example. So to get back on track with this discussion is, ask yourself that, what is it that really makes you happy? Is it like helping people out, like helping out others like I'm doing, Or is it like, do you love art? Do you love cooking? Do you love business? Do you love, I mean, do you love technology? Like, do you love being out in nature? Like, what is it? And really like take this time right now. If you can, it's like, yes, it is overwhelming for sure to be laid off and to have those real stress those stress, the stress and the ideas and the fear of how am I going to make it? How am I going to make ends meet? Yes, that's real. But if you can also like try to cut down the fear, cut down the stress, and take a breath and take your mind and put it somewhere else, put that energy somewhere else instead of fear. I mean, one of the best sayings I ever heard, and it really makes sense, is anytime that you're worrying or having obsessive fears, it's like you're praying for negativity to happen. And nobody wants that, right? So shut it off for a minute. Shut off the fear. And a great thing to do is get to your journal. And if you don't journal, you should really try it. It's great. It's like I wasn't much on the idea of journaling until I tried it, because to me it just seemed like, this is kind of meaningless practice, and I'm the kind of person I like to waste my time. So I was like, I don't know. And I tried it, and it's like, yeah, it works, because instead of having all these thoughts going on up in your head all the time, creating more anxiety and overloading your brain, it's an outlet for it to actually escape out. And so it works great. But yeah, just try that. Like, go to your journal and try brainstorming, thinking up all these ideas. Like, what is it that really makes you happy? What do you feel fulfilled? What are you passionate about? And then you can even like take it up another level, is ask the people that are in your closest circle, like your most trusted friends, maybe your significant other, your family members. Ask them, what is it that you think that I'm good at? And see what they all say. Because that's the thing, is oftentimes we don't even realize what our gifts are because it's so easy to us. But come to find out, like, to other people, it's not easy. Like, for instance, I have a good friend that's amazing at art, and she's just starting a business doing art finally, after all this time of doing art for other people. And she can draw just something, like I can literally show her a photo and she can just draw it. And it's amazing. And it's like, I do not have that ability. And I know plenty of people do not have that ability, but she does. And she doesn't even realize that's her gift. So, like yourself and all of us, we have gifts. We just don't even realize it because it's so easy to us. But it doesn't mean it's easy to others. So find that and figure out how you can share that with the world. And it can help you like reroute everything that you're doing. So it's like, it can help you stress less and then get on track. So now you'll have a better idea. If art, for instance, we'll just go back on that example. If that's what really makes you happy, start looking into these companies that you've always dreamed of and thought, wow, that'd be amazing if I could get into it. Like, now's your opportunity. Like, go and apply to these companies and see. Maybe they have a place for you. And even if they don't have a job opening, there's nothing wrong with just walking up to them. Just get yourself all together, get your resume, and just walk in there and ask to talk to someone. I know it sounds crazy and scary, but I mean, even in this digital world, as I'm here on my phone filming for YouTube, I mean, like taking matters into your own hands and actually seeing someone person to person, like that sometimes does all, like, what am I trying to say? Sometimes that's the trick, because people want to see people because they can see you, they can feel your energy, your vibe, and it's just, it goes a long ways, rather than just a resume amongst all the hundreds or thousands of resumes out there. It's like to put a person to the resume. So I would really suggest doing that. And another thing too is, like myself, is I've decided with this time off, like, I know I want to be a business owner, and I do own a couple little small businesses, but how can I make those more successful? Because now I have ample time. Like, I can dedicate myself to these. And so maybe that's something you've been thinking about doing too, is starting a new business of your own. So now's a great time to start doing that. Start brainstorming, like, okay, this is my passion. This is what I love to do. Like, how can I make this a business? Like, if you have to, get online and do a little research and see, like, I go back to the art example, but, with my friend, like, research, like, how can you make art? Like, how can you make a good profit off of selling art? And start doing some research and start doing some dabbling, and then just kind of figure out, like, what really resonates inside of here, because, it's like your opportunity to actually do what you love and what you've been, wanting to do. That was kind of like a dream, like clear in the back burner in my case, is like, oh, I really want to help people, and I want to be a spiritual mentor, and I want to help with mental health and all these things. But I've been so afraid to put myself out there that I've just let it go for years. Like, I'll do a couple videos and then I'll be like, oh, YouTube's too much. But I think it's also a point of, like, me realizing, like, well, maybe this is a necessary pain, if you will, and awkwardness to talk in front of a camera instead of in front of a human being. Maybe it's like I can get over that. I can get past that and realize that maybe there's someone I can reach. And I'll put up with the YouTube, and I'll put up with the awkwardness of talking on the phone, filming myself on the phone, just to, like, help people out. So I don't know, I guess those were the kind of the things that I wanted to cover today was, if you are dealing with this, of just recently being laid off, just know it won't last forever. And I'm sure you're a very smart and capable person, and you'll figure out the resources. You'll figure out if, how you need to juggle your money, if you have to pull out loans, use that credit card that you don't want to, but need to for a little while, or if you need to borrow some money from a family member or someone. Like, I'm sure you'll figure it out, how to juggle the resources around. And then in the meantime, keep applying to jobs. And the biggest thing is just keep your head up and to process through all of the things you're feeling and all the things that you're thinking. And take this opportunity to look inside yourself. And yeah, you can have fear and moments of insecurity and wonder, like, well, why me? And why did I get laid off? And what is it that I wasn't doing right? And different things like, why did they think my wage could get cut instead of others? And it's healthy to do that, to self-reflect like that. But that doesn't make you. Like, those insecurities we tell each other or tell ourselves, like, that isn't what makes you. It's like, that's a good time to take that fear and the insecurity and just look it in the eye and be like, no, that's not who I am. If you know in your heart of hearts what you did and who you are and what you bring to the table, that's all that matters. And so tell yourself that you did the best you could, You're the best employee you could do, and it sucks, but you're going to do better. You're going to find better. You're going to find a better job. You're going to find a better company to be a part of. And maybe you'll go and, just do a whole different direction and start your own business you've been always wanting to do. It's like, now it's your opportunity. And I thought a good analogy for being laid off is, I feel like me personally, like, I've been wanting to have a business of my own and like just do that full time. Because I mean, like I said, I have businesses of my own, but I don't do them full time. So I've always wanted to just work for myself full time. And I've wanted to do that since forever. I've told myself, like, in high school, probably, I was like, I'm going to be a business owner and I'm going to work for myself and I'm going to do my own thing. And I want to do something unique and beneficial and, yeah, just have my spot in the world. And it's so funny because I just was so like, I think all of us can do that, where we're like, just think, how am I going to do this? I need to work for somebody full time. I won't be able to afford it. I'm kind of afraid to do it, all these things. And so I feel like the universe was just like, well, you know what, Robbie, this is what you've been dreaming for, and you've been wishing really hard on it the last few years. Because I keep telling myself, like, oh, I'll work this job and for a few more years, and then, then I'll do it. I'll just have some money like stockpiled up, and then I'll work for myself 100%. And I feel like God was kind of like, well, you've been wanting this dream, haven't you? So, just like walked up right behind me and just, pushed me right off of the end of the cliff. And it's like, are you going to fly or are you going to fall? And so, yeah, it really gave me an opportunity to dig down deep and work through my fear, work through my insecurity, stabilize my mental body, my emotional body. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't pretty. I mean, I can talk about it pretty sober-faced right now, but it was a long haul. I mean, there's a lot of tears shed. There's a lot of anxiety. There was like panic attack stuff. Yeah, it was ugly. But it taught me a lot. And it made me like resilient and strong. So if you're dealing with this lesson right now too, I'm proud of you. Because God put this in your life and you are coming out stronger than you were before. So even if it doesn't feel like it right now, you're right there. You're going to make it out of it. And you'll be just fine. You'll be very successful at the end. So we're at 23 minutes. So I think I've went on long enough. So I wanted to let you guys know that I will be posting more videos. I'm going to be a lot more active because this is what I want to do. This is my life's purpose, is I want to help people in any which way that I can. And so in my business and in my videos and whatnot, I am going to focus on spirituality. I'll talk about like my Lakota beliefs, like my Lakota teachings, and wrap that in, because that is ultimately spiritual as well. As well as holistic health. So that's been a big love of mine, is, the power of food and how healthy food is actually medicine, and herbs and essential oils and vitamins and minerals, all the supplements and stuff, like eating healthy. All of that is really important to me, and I want to share that with people. As well as mental health. That's been a long journey of my own. I think I've mentioned it before in quite a few of my other videos, but if you aren't aware, I've suffered with anxiety since I was a little girl. And so I would say pretty much my whole life, I've suffered with anxiety. I didn't know that I had it. I didn't know what anxiety was. I've had panic attacks, a lot of panic attacks over my life, and all these like fluke symptoms to figure out that they're very real feeling, but it was all stemmed from anxiety. And so I guess I want to talk about that because I've learned so much over trying to heal myself over the years through counseling, research, just my own journey, and then just learning different things about that. So I want to help with that, as well as like do more videos on helping people to figure out their life's purpose and help them on their journey so that they can live their dream life. Like, yeah. And there's a few other things too, but if you want to find out more about what I do, you can feel free to go to the description underneath this video, and you'll be able to find my Facebook page, as well as my Instagram, and that will give you a better idea of what I have and what I offer. So I am taking more clients as well. If you do live in my area, I'd love to like see you in person, and we can visit in person and work together that way. Or else, if you don't live in the area, we can visit via Skype. So, gosh, sorry if you guys can hear my couch. It's all creaky. I have this leather couch. Just got really uncomfortable there. Had to change it up. But anyways, so yeah, I hope that this helps. And yeah, just make sure and like and subscribe and share this out if it can help someone else. And yeah, feel free to leave me some comments or reach out if you have any questions or if you want to book an appointment. So yeah, that would be great. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks so much. See ya.